Hammers2131, thank you for the follow. This is take 2 of the stream. Hopefully the connection speed is slightly better. I checked my speed test and it looks to be back up to regular speeds now. Let us know how it sounds and how it looks to you. Okay. It seems like maybe it is better. If you are watching, let us know. Just making sure everything is updated. Looks like I have 2 people watching. That's very exciting. Not Falcone says, hola. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. This is my second attempt at making sure this stream works. It did not really work well before, but we continue to try. We don't give up. Yes, like I said earlier, I'm not really performing, I'm just sort of noodling around. I like to sort of use this platform, Twitch, to like communicate with people who care about what I do, and I can give them some insight into what it is I do. Hopefully in a transparent and engaging way. Oh, thank you for the follow. Pisslicles, or pisslices. Pie slices. That's probably what it is. Pie slices and not Falcone. Thank you for the follows. Her Secret Castle says, hey, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Oh, and thank you for the follow as well. Much appreciated. This is only my second stream ever, so we're just trying to make things work. I know that the video might be a little bit choppy and not great, but that is unfortunately at the mercy of my internet speeds. Konak says, hi, I love you, and thank you for the follow, Konak. I love you too. So if you guys have any questions about like studio process, production stuff, or why I'm doing this, or like what I do in general, please let me know in the chat, and I will do my best to answer as best as I can. And also any feedback regarding to the quality of the stream would be great, because I'm trying my best. What's your favorite synth plugin? Well, my favorite would just have to be Serum, because I use it as my like bread and butter. I use it all the time for anything that I need. Like if I have an idea, I'll just pull it up and try and make it happen with that synth. That being said, there's some really, really amazing stuff from Arturia. Like I have the whole Arturia collection with like the Prophet and the Moog and like the Jupiter and all that kind of stuff, and that's probably my favorite collection of synths. They just sound so good. They're really inspiring. Perillion, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Let's get this guitar sounding a little more interesting. That's cool. My first attempt of this stream, I was brought to my attention that the video was extremely choppy, and I might have to try lowering my bitrate again, but we're going to try and stick with it a bit longer this time and see what happens. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but won't be for lack of trying. Konak says, I feel like your old music has a lot of old school influence from like old school R&B, Alia. Is this accurate? I suppose that's true. But it's also possible that the influence was coming from what they were influenced from, which was things like Motown, disco, funk, and that kind of stuff. That's probably where the influence came from more so on my end. So yeah. Not Falcone says, also, how did you manage to get Lunch Money Lewis on your song? I'm not sure, really. He just really liked what I did, and I liked what he did. I've been a huge fan of his music for a long time, and I guess he was a fan of mine, so we connected. And he happened to be in Australia for a time. He was playing some shows or whatever, and we kind of just hooked up, and I sent him some stuff, and he loved it, and he came back with some vocals, and we went from there. It's quite easy and quite streamlined, and because he's such a talented writer, it wasn't really a struggle. That sounded like the PlayStation turning on. Yeah, I guess you're right. I can't remember what the notes are for that thing, but it's like that twinkly sort of modulated sound, yeah. Like Quincy Jones stuff, yeah, I guess. And also like the Whispers and, what's his name? There's a bunch of them. Not coming to my mind right now though, but that's alright. Perillian says, I discovered your music in 2014 when Madeon played streamers in his French Palace party. I was so shocked when I heard it for the first time. Never heard beats like that ever. Thank you so much, and thanks to Madeon for being such a supportive person. He's always been very, very supportive of my music. And for that, I'm greatly appreciative. Artie Dirty, thank you for the follow. NDRU_L, thank you for the follow as well. Have I got any guitar players in the chat? Let me know. I love doing guitar talk, talking nerdy stuff about guitars. What's the video quality like? Is it less choppy now, or is it still pretty choppy? I know that we were having some issues before, and I'm trying to rectify that. Super Future DJ followed me. Thank you very much for that. It's good, but it's slowing down and speeding up video only. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it's kind of unavoidable just because of the internet situation in my locality. Oh, a lot better. That's good to know. Yeah, so for anyone wondering, and Grand Pasha's just brought it up, I am playing a Jaguar. This is a Japanese-made Fender Jag in Daphne Blue. The best finish you could ever hope for. Got that white and silver sort of electronics and stuff on it. It's really, really beautiful. It sounds beautiful. It's my first short scale and my first Jaguar. I do have a Telecaster and a Stratocaster as well. But this is currently my favorite and most luxurious guitar, and I'm obsessed with it. Yes, such a pretty finish. It's not the guitar I played on tour, that was my Tele, mainly because it's less volatile and it's easier to travel with and less fragile, and still really good as well. A great color. Yeah, I know. That's part of the reason I picked it. I say part, I meant like 90% of the reason. Cognac says, do you feel like going out and experience life... do you feel like going out and experiencing life is tied to being inspired to write music? Ever since quarantine began, I've had less inspiration myself. I would 100% agree with that. I've had a very difficult time sitting down and focusing on composing music since the beginning of the quarantine and the lockdowns and all that stuff. It's been a very different and a very I guess unexplored territory for me. It's I think doing stuff like this on Twitch is kind of helping though, because it's a way to express myself musically and hang out with people and get a bit of inspiration as if I was out in the world communicating and stuff. But it's not it's not that. It's a different version of that. Shia9 is back. He says, "Evening, friends. Good to see you again. Thanks for coming back." Hello, everyone. You can't wait for more music. I can't wait for more music either. I have so much. I mean, I was planning on even going over a little bit of the stuff that I was I was thinking about maybe even writing some guitar parts to some of the songs I'm working on right now, like live on the stream, but I'm not sure if that's the best idea, and also the quality is not great enough, and I don't think it'd be particularly engaging or entertaining right now, and I prefer right now to sort of just talk and noodle and hang out, because I'm finding that to be more enjoyable and more inspiring right now. Her Secret Castle says, "It's really cool being in stream chats so often again, lol. It feels like 2014. Yeah, I know, I love it, right? It's really cool. Not that I was ever really in the streaming community back then. This is very new to me, but it is a nice feeling. I would agree with that. Those 2 to 3 years without me have been so long." I'm sorry. It was not an intentional, but it was a thing that needed to happen, I guess. But by the way, in that time, I was still learning and still making music the whole time, and it ended up being for the better. Like, it ended up being an improvement to my skills and to my life, and choosing to sort of, distance myself in that way. Well, not that it was a deliberate choice; it kind of just happened. But it was a thing that happened, and it was a good thing, I think. Grand Pashas, yeah, we stand taking care of yourself. We certainly do. We certainly do. Let's That's as close as you're going to get to hearing a song live from me right now. No, I'm kidding. Random question. Are you a Yasutaka Nakata fan at all? I can't say I am because I don't know who or what that is, unfortunately. If you care to enlighten me, I'd love to hear more. What is it? Heck yeah, good self-care moves. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. Oops. It's morning in France right now, 9:12 a.m. Wow, it's 6:12 p.m. Monday here in Australia right now. Idogo Mega, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. I'm trying to get more followers in here so that I can just hop on and stream and have people tune in wherever they are in the world. I literally am just starting this Twitch channel, so it's very new, but I'm trying my best to make it work. They produce Kiari Pamu Pamu and Perfume. Ah, yes. I am familiar. I just didn't know the name. Yeah, huge fan. Big fan of that. Big fan. That stuff is crazy. So crazy. Japanese J-pop producer. Yeah, I think he's the greatest musician of the last 20 years. He took a left turn with his sound about 3 years ago, and I think you're probably an influence. Oh, really? That's cool. Oh, you're spreading the word and retweeting. Thank you for that. That's very kind. Yes. So like I said, I'm just in the studio. I got the guitar out. I thought I'd like to log in and stream and communicate with people again. I did do this last week, and I am planning on doing it more in the future. I'm sort of trying to, I guess, put together a little bit of a more structured content experience. And I'm curious to see what you guys think of that and how you guys receive it. So please let me know. Kevin Flo says, curious what role the guitar plays versus keyboard in your creative process. Good question. I'm actually a guitarist before I am a keys player. I'm actually not a keys player at all. I'm a guitar player. I've been playing guitar since I was like 12 years old. So that's like the instrument I think of when I try to conceptualize musical ideas. It's always guitar. And like if I'm trying to construct a melody or a chord progression in my head, I'm always thinking about the guitar fretboard like subconsciously, and like where my fingers would go if I was trying to play a certain chord or whatever it is. It's just like what my brain immediately goes to because of the familiarity of having played it for so long. I find keys quite slow and difficult because I don't have the same experience with keys. Although I would love to learn. I am practicing and I'm trying to get better at playing keys, but it's difficult. I do go mega says, hey, just join the stream. What pedals do you have going to get this blessed sound? Right now, the only pedal I have is the Klon KTR, and that is going directly into my Kemper, and the Kemper is where the majority of the sound is taking place. So I've got a Kemper profile for a Roland JC 120, and it's got a chorus and a bit of flanger and some delay and reverb on there. And I've done some editing to like the EQ on the profile, and so you have to sort of be familiar with a Kemper. The reason I'm looking up here is because that's where it is. It's on top of my shelf over here. But yeah, I have a bunch of other pedals plugged in, but none of them are turned on right now because they're all overdrives, and I don't really feel like playing a huge amount of overdrive right now. Alan Bing says, will we be able to hear some guitar versions of your songs? I'd have to figure out how to do that. But that's definitely something I'm interested in. I mean, that would be awesome. But it won't be happening immediately. It won't happen right now on this stream, but maybe on the next one, if that's something you guys want to hear. Prillian says, do you know how to play Digital Love? Not off the top of my head, but it's like that choppy, like da-na. I don't know how to play it, but it's like that kind of choppy, like funky. Something like that. I could learn it. It's a great song. Do you know how to play Crazy Frog? No, I do not. It's just too hard. I'm just noodling around here, guys. It would be cool to be Twitch affiliate. That is actually something I'm working towards. Because then there's I guess, the benefits of being able to get those full features on Twitch with like subscriptions and all the cool stuff. Because I've only just started, I don't have that, but I guess if I stream more, that might be a possibility. Interesting progressions in there. Well, thank you. I'm just making them up as I go. Just modulating and stuff as I go. Do you have a few patterns that show up a lot when you noodle? Yeah, I would say definitely. I tend to noodle a lot with the open voicing, so like you can sort of see I'm playing I'm playing bar chords, but I have the open B and the open E playing on top. So that kind of lends itself to suggesting that it's in the key of E. Now, if I wanted to do it in a different key, I would probably throw a capo on. So if I put it on like 5, for example, I would do the same thing and I could still play the open chords. And you get that beautiful sort of suspended sound where like the key is sort of always ringing out on top. Almost like you've got a synth pad in the background or something, but it's just those ringing open notes. And it's always going to be beautiful. Like it's almost like you've got 2 guitar parts playing at once. Yeah, it's cool. It's fun, and I mean, you can do it in any key when you have a capo, which is awesome. That goes especially nice with the flanger. Yeah, it certainly does. That was unintentional, but it does go nicely with the flanger. And there's also a little bit of chorus on there and some delay and reverb, which helps too. Very pretty. Oh, thank you so much. Do we have any people who play instruments in the chat? You guys play any instruments? Any guitarists? Any keyboard players? Any bassoon players? Anything? You're a pianist. I'm jealous. A hobbyist? You sing? All the instruments. Drummer for 10 years. Jesus. Could all join a band. Could start a band together. Trying to become a good singer. Same. I'm actually singing a lot on my new music. It's difficult to be good, but I am practicing. It takes a lot of like mental energy to get myself in the place where I can sing well. It's a confidence thing, and it's like a headspace thing. You play the space bar. Yeah, same. It's Jackson. Thank you for the follow. You've had lessons for 7 years, but you gave up on music school. Yeah, look, I went to like I guess a music college for a year, and I gave up on that too. I hated it. It wasn't for me. It wasn't inspiring. You're able to tap your foot on beat. Well, that's good. That's a start. I mean, a lot of people can't do that at all. So I still play sometime at home on specific keys. Cool. Mostly G major, F sharp major. Yeah, I have specific keys that I go to a lot as well, whichever like feels comfortable for my fingers. Yeah, we got a whole band in the chat. I tend to go to D major for some reason whenever I'm at the keyboard. It's just like my hands are just used to the D major shapes. Yeah. You want to get better at guitar? Yeah, look, same. It takes a lot of practice. Luckily, I've had the practice since I was like 12. I'm very fortunate for that. But at the end of the day, you practice every day, you get there. All the cool producers are singing lately. Yeah, you're right. And I think there's a reason for that. I think it's because all the good producers know what is engaging and what is compelling about music. And the human voice is one of those things that you can't detach from the beauty of music as an art form. And so all the producers who are actually making music for the right reasons understand that it's important to have an element of human in the music and having a human voice in there and having some sort of expression of emotion. Which is why I think all the best producers are incorporating that into the music now, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Yes. You're excited to hear me sing. I have a song coming out. I think my next song has my voice on it. Well, actually, Auto. If you've heard Auto, that has my voice on it as well. But that's a bit like, it's robotic sounding. But the next one is more natural sounding. D major is your favorite key for sure. Yeah, it's a beautiful one. It's also just nice and easy to play, which is cool. Lunch Money Lewis, how did you know? I mean, I've just been a huge fan of his music. I really loved his EP with Bills and Mama on it and stuff. It was such a cool EP. And he was luckily a fan of my music too, so I just like... when he was in Sydney, which is when I lived back in Sydney, we did a little studio session together. And then I sent him away with some demos and he ended up singing on one of them. And yeah, the rest is history, I suppose. Is it the level of authenticity, and that's in regard to vocals you're asking, that's part of it. I also think it's just like the ability to translate emotion into meaning. Like there's a lot of ways that you can do that, but the vocal is one of the most resonant ways, I would say, and it's open to everybody. You know, anyone who speaks the language can understand what you're trying to say, and the human voice is such a great carrier of meaning, one of the best. So that in combination with the authenticity, I suppose, is what makes it compelling. Heck yeah, new song. Oh, auto is so good. Oh, thank you, Grand Patches. I appreciate that. Devin Digital says, thank God there's a new song I can loop coming out soon. Yeah, loop it all day. Get me those streaming royalties. Benny Emmanuel 23, thank you for the follow. Light Pyramid, thank you for the follow as well. Konak says, personally, I've tried making engaging songs without vocals for years and years, but nothing really replaces a vocal. I would agree, and I sort of had the same problem. The vocal, it tended to feel like a missing element, and now I've discovered how to use it a bit better, or use it myself. It's become something I can incorporate in a meaningful way, and that's pretty much my main musical focus right now. Do I have a Discord? I actually did set one up, yeah, but I don't know how to use it. I've never used Discord. If there's any benefit to me, like sharing a Discord link in this stream or connected to the stream, I'm happy to do that. I don't really know what it's used for. I know that a lot of people will like chat in there and like I guess share files and stuff like that. If someone wants to explain Discord to me, I'll definitely take that on board. I do have an account and like a thing set up, but I've never used it. So Devin Digital, you literally looped auto when it came out. I'm not joking. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet and very kind. Apologies again if the video's a bit jumpy. I know that it's sort of all over the place right now, so I'm trying to keep it as simple and not confusing to watch as possible. Hopefully the audio is good. That isn't the more important part of what's happening right now, but in the future when the internet is better, I'll make sure to have smooth video. It's kind of my internet's fault. Perillion, very, very some music. Discord is like the logical following of Skype, except that it includes a forum format where you have rooms with specific names, which makes it very cool and intuitive for connecting with people. Right. Okay. Kevin Flo says Discord 1 lets people interact when you're offline. 2 lets your community have a jumping off point, like since you're a producer, you'll probably end up with people interested in that who might post what they're working on, etc. Light Pyramid says audio sounds great. Thank you. I'm glad to hear it. Thank you for that insight into Discord. What's the best way for me to get people involved? Should I have a link to it on this channel, or like get people, I guess, like do I have to invite people to be involved, or like how does it, do I just share a link and then see what happens? Because I am definitely interested. It sounds like a great idea. Create a server. Yeah, I think I've created a server. I just don't really know what to do with the server. I'll have to, it's on my other computer. Like I've got 2 computers running right now, one for the stream and one for the music, so. Ooh, that's nice. So yeah, then you link it in a panel on this channel. Okay, cool. There is a permanent invite link a permanent invite link you can create. Okay, so then you just like send the link to whoever wants to join. Create a server, share your link somewhere, and if you use that server for your stream purposes, for example, it'll keep the community active. Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, let me actually see if I can get that up and running right now. Seeing as you guys know so much about it, I may as well get your advice. I'm just going to hop over to... Actually, I can probably do it right here. Discord. Let's have a look. Do I need to download the app, or can I just log in on the browser? Discord is also great to notify people when you stream if you plan to do more in the future. Well, I definitely do, so that's good to know. You could throw it in the stream title or link it in your Twitter bio or something, wherever is good Discord time. Yeah, here we go, guys. All right. Let me see how we go with this. Okay. Yeah, I have the app on my other computer. Yes, Jackson says you can log in online. It works the same. I'm logging in now. Okay, yeah, no, I'm here. My server is right here. I'm on it. It seems to be working. Invite people. Okay, let's do that. I have... Okay, so here's where I get confused. It says there's a link, and it says share this link with others to grant access to your server. But then it says your invite link expires in 1 day. Oh, wait, you just click never to expire? Is that what you do? I guess. Let me throw this link in the chat and see what happens. There is a Discord link now in the chat. Yep, so that's a permanent link. Oh, we've got some people joining. Oh, here we go. Shia, Konak, and Perillian. You're all in my Discord server. That's good. It's lit. It certainly is. I mean, so I'll have to obviously look more into Discord and like how I can make it cool and fun for everyone. Wow, look at everyone joining. That's exciting. You guys have been very helpful. Thank you all for your insights and your help. I mean, I don't really know what I'm doing here. Like, I see everyone joining. I'll type a message. Hello. And then there's like, I guess there's different channels. Okay, so channels are like different rooms, I'm guessing, like kind of like a different chat room, or like a different sort of topic, or like a different space. Thanks everyone for joining. Made by Metza. Thank you so much for the follow. For those who've just joined, I'm in the process of figuring out what Discord is and how to use it. Light Pyramid says, I'm so glad you've released more music recently. I was jamming flash drive for so long. Oh, thank you so much. More music to come, definitely, a lot more. This year is going to be a big year of releasing new stuff, I hope. Obviously, this coronavirus thing has thrown a bit of a spanner in the works. But we're going to keep trying and keep pushing through. Thank you for making amazing music, and your new stuff is incredible. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I mean, it's really promising and lovely to know that that there are people who actually do care about the music I make. So it's funny how isolation has made us more eager to communicate. I guess that's not funny. I guess it makes a lot of sense. Konak says, just wanted to say I love your stuff. Please stay safe and appreciate your music very much. Well, thank you very much, and same right back at you. I hope everyone here is staying safe and staying healthy, looking after themselves and each other. Her secret castle, yes, it's definitely a time of reconnection. It seems that way. It's like everyone in the world is experiencing the same thing, and we're all just trying our best to navigate what's going on. Insane1509 says, what's your favorite door? I'm an Ableton user. That is the only door that I really use at all. I've experimented with others in the past, but Ableton is the one that I have stuck with. Brilliant says, yes, same, very important. You're a big influence and you definitely played a part at how I wanted my music to sound colourful. Thank you very much. Vegan Taquito, thank you very much for the follow. I could really use some vegan taquitos right now. Business Time 15, thank you for the follow. Graham Pashes asks, how is your relationship with older parts of your discography different / similar to the most recent music you've made? That's a great question, and I'm glad you asked. The older music that everyone is familiar with is it's representative of a very different time / space that I was living in. And while it definitely represents a part of who I am and who I was, it is largely disconnected from a lot of what I'm currently working on and the most recent stuff that I have been working on. What's been an interesting challenge for me and for everyone I work with has been trying to navigate how I can sort of connect the two, I guess, chapters of music making together. So there's like not wanting to isolate everyone who knows me for that stuff in the past, but also trying to expand and evolve and show people this new stylistic direction that I'm working on. So yeah, it's been an interesting way to sort of figure out how I can do that. Obviously, the new stuff, I'm playing a lot of guitar. I'm singing on it. I'm playing a lot of, like, pretty much all the instruments. I'm doing most of it myself. It's not really collaboration focused. It's very just me. And it's like, you know, the old stuff had a specific aesthetic, which was a good thing that I explored back then, but the new stuff is a whole new world of like meaning and a whole new world of identity, I suppose. So to answer your question concisely, how is your relationship with older parts of your discography different or similar to the most recent music? My relationship to that music is important because it obviously informs who I am as a person, which then therefore informs what I do now. but it's not you know what, that's all I have to say about that. Konak says, what do you do when you want to make a large shift in your musical sound/brand? Do you worry about how your fans would react to it, or do you believe that authenticity is a bigger priority? I guess you've kind of already just answered this. Yeah, I think the authenticity is kind of the only thing that matters. I mean, obviously, it is important to make sure that the people I'm making the music for appreciate it. But at the end of the day, I don't necessarily know who I'm making the music for other than myself. I know I have a fan base who likes me for a certain thing, but then that fan base is very diverse in their tastes as well. So at the end of the day, it's more important for me to just be myself, just like everyone should be, without being overly self-indulgent, I suppose. It's a hard question to answer. I don't think there is a real solid answer. We kind of just figure it out as we go. Can't wait to hear new stuff. Can't wait to get it out. Thank you, Tarak Music. Light Pyramid says, I feel like artistic goals change as we develop, and that almost always shows in the art. Absolutely. That's absolutely true. 20 viewers. Here we go. Took a little while, but we finally got some people in the room. Thanks. Do you tend to write a song all in one go and then flesh it out over a long time, or does the song itself take shape throughout the grind of producing it? It used to be the latter. It used to be that the song itself took shape throughout the grind of producing it, as in like it would present itself to me as I continued working on ideas within it. But now I still do that, and that's still a big part of it, but it's more like I have a bigger overarching concept in my head for what the song is going to be earlier on. So that informs the song as well. But obviously, as I'm producing it, all these new things pop into my head, and that obviously informs how I write the song 100%. Yeah. But it is different every time. There's no sort of hard and fast rules. Shia9 says, wait until you're in Ableton, you'll have 15k viewers. Well, I mean, I can get Ableton open right now. It's just I need to have something worth showing. Light Pyramid says, have a chill day, Waverace. I can't wait to hear the new stuff. Thank you. You have a chill day too. And keep an eye out for the new stuff. And hopefully we can keep this nice little Twitch and Discord community alive. I'm going to try and check in more often. This is obviously my second time ever streaming, so I'm still sort of evening out the kinks. Let me know if I'm doing a good job. I have no idea. Mifudo, thank you for the follow. Konak says, what artists are you inspired by at the moment? I'm inspired very much by all the artists on the Dirty Hit label, so that includes like Japanese House, No Rome, 1975. Those three come to mind for sure. I also really love Clairo, Tame Impala, the people who sort of cross the border between traditional songwriting and modern electronic and modern production techniques. That's kind of what I'm massively inspired by. Perillian says, you're doing a good job. Thank you. Prepare some songs you know how to play for next time. That's a good idea. Like I said, like this is me noodling, but noodling and talking kind of, this stream is more about the talking and more about the hanging out with guitar noodles in the background. But yes, I'm going to also think about how I can structure things a little bit more, like, you know, so I'm not just making it up as I go. Tarak Music says, was Baby on the Flash Drive EP? Baby is a girl from LA called, her real name's Cassie. I don't know much beyond that. I was sort of put in a room with her by, like my publishing team and management, and I think her and her partner write songs for other artists. Like they're like big songwriters for like pop artists and other artists. So their kind of expertise is writing like catchy pop stuff. So that's why I was put in the room with them. And yeah, she asked to be featured as Baby. So that's what we did. Shea9 asks, am I familiar with George Clinton? Yes, I am. I'm quite into George Clinton's music. I think it's really cool. Kevin Flo says, nobody but me likes it, but you should check out Modulate by Bob Mould. Legendary punk rocker went electric. Was so interesting. That sounds very interesting. Definitely check that out. Divorce Papers asks, does that musical inspiration also apply for people in PC music? I love PC music. PC music's interesting because it's like its own thing. It's like there's no point in me trying to be derivative of PC music because it would be so obvious. But like their stuff is awesome. I love that whole community of artists and that whole ethos of musical creation. Hey, that's like the Animal Crossing progression. But yeah, their stuff is great, but I wouldn't want to make that stuff myself because it would just be so obvious that I was just drawing influence from them, because their style is so uniquely belonging to them, which is what makes it so cool. And I wouldn't want to I wouldn't want to step on that. Insane 15. I'm alive. What do you mean by that? We're all alive. I hope. I'd like to think that. Perillian asks, did you notice Oliver Vaughan released his hard drive Waste 003? I'm not familiar with Oliver Vaughan. Shea9 says, that Planet 1999 EP is so killer. Yeah, I heard a little bit of that, and I was very intrigued by it. It was really interesting. B Grizzle asks, sup, Wave Racer. Hey B Grizzle, thanks for tuning in and thank you for the follow. We are just sort of hanging out, jamming a little bit on guitar. I'm using this as an opportunity to communicate with people and just sort of noodle and show people some sounds I'm interested on guitar right now. A little bit of studio talk, playing my Jag, my blue Jag. Fun time. Oops, accidentally knocked my guitar on the synth that I have over there. Obviously, I've just got literally my iPhone just set up pointing at me right now. I don't have a fancy camera set up. I don't have it like a particularly good streaming setup. I'm just sort of making do with what I have in my studio. So we're trying to make things as cool as possible with as little as possible. Well, as little as I have at my disposal. Oh, just Oliver the band. Yeah, Oliver's a great band. Ah, yes. He's half of Oliver. Cool. Have I got an album on the way? I definitely have music on the way. I don't want to incriminate myself and say too much, but I have a body of work on the way this year, which is going to be probably my best work. So stay tuned for that. Have I heard of Thundercat? Of course. Thundercat's great. Her Secret Castle says, gonna turn in for the night, but it was super nice tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Have a lovely sleep. I'm also gonna head off pretty soon. I've been going for almost an hour on this one and about 20 minutes again before I had to reboot the stream. So I'm gonna head off soon as well. But yeah, B Grizzle says, I'm the weirdo that got a photo with you at Listen Out. Oh, you're not a weirdo. Anyone who gets a photo with me is not weird. That's cool. I love getting photos with people. Thank you for coming up and saying hi. I'd also like to say part of the purpose of these streams that I'm doing is to give my audience a little bit of better insight into the type of person I am and the type of priorities I have as an artist and a musician. Because you never know when it's like when you live alone and you make music alone and you sort of are a bit distant from the people who consume your music. It's a little bit difficult to know how they perceive you and whether their picture of you in their mind is accurate. So I'm trying to be a little bit more transparent with what I do in my studio, why I do what I do, the purpose of the music that I make, and just sort of letting people know a little bit more about who I am, honestly, because I think I struggled a little bit with people not really having the right idea about the type of person I am and like why I make music and what my music is meant to achieve. So it's cool to like just sit here and play guitar and like show you a bit of that, and I'm hoping to do more of that. Like obviously I can go over into Ableton and not necessarily like make music in real time, but just sort of explore sonic ideas and explore like artistic territory in that way. Brilliant says, also your streaming setup / mic is on point, not bad for first time. Well, thank you. I'm trying my best. You make do with what you have. My camera at the moment is literally just my iPhone 10, so I mean this is a nice microphone. It's a proper microphone, so it should sound good. The internet thing is kind of the biggest hurdle because you need really good internet. Oh, and also my streaming laptop is just my like production laptop, so hopefully the CPU can handle the combination of my audio and the streaming and anything else it's doing. Well, I think that might have to wrap it up for today's stream. Kevin Flo says stream setup is nice. Only thing I'd change is to get the fretboard in view. Yeah, you're right. I might try and actually next time adjust the camera so it's a little bit lower. I am sitting quite low as well. Maybe I'll sort of fix that to have... Yeah. Thank you for the feedback. Psycho Potato 13, a feet with no room or bare face would be awesome. I agree with that 100%. That'd be so cool. Have you seen the movie Parasite? I have seen the movie Parasite and I really loved it. It was like so much hype around it, but it was like it was worth it. It was really it was a really great movie. Only job for next time is to fix little camera phrases. Yeah, I think the camera phrases are just coming down to my internet being a little bit shoddy today. Because last time I did this, I didn't have this problem, but I know that today my internet's been a bit slower, so it could just be the fact that my internet is struggling to keep up. But yes, I will definitely bear that in mind next time, and if it's going to be an issue, I'll try and amend. Anyway, yes, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed watching me noodle on guitar and just chat in the studio for a bit. We've gone for about an hour now, so I think it's time for me to go and make some dinner. And thank you all for helping with the Discord stuff and giving me all the lovely feedback. I will be back again. I'm going to try and do it more often. I know I've only done it like twice in the past 2 weeks or something, but I'm going to sort of try and do it at least once a week, maybe even more. So come back next time, and thank you for all the new followers, and thank you for everyone who tuned in. Yeah, bon appetit. Thanks guys, have a good evening, and I'll see ya next time. Bye. See you later.